Alright, I did not think that I would have to cover this story again, or at least even have to add to it in any shape or form. Because talking about anything related to Leon scum, yes, we're gonna stick to that one, kind of feels like getting lice. It leaves me with like a head-scratching feeling that just cannot be sated. It's so weird, because I try to rationalize the decisions and the thinking pattern that goes on in that brain, if even makes use of it. Now, you've heard the story about this man, and I'm just gonna try to summarize it again just very quickly, because something else prompted me to have to cover this. But again, Leon, a man who has achieved just about anything, who could be in the same position as the king of pirates. Yes, we are doing One Piece analogies now. Has amassed all the riches in the world, gotten in some of the greatest positions ever, could have spent the rest of his days just with a family, laughing it out and just having a good old great time. But no, he did not love. He did not want peace. He wanted problems.
I want problems! Always!
See, the irony of me forcefully trying to make an African accent is that I almost believe that Elon is better at it to me, as he channels more characteristic with an African despot than I ever will. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a continuity for just one single individual who left a comment wondering about my correlation of the Zimbabwean currency to that of Elon's ego. Put a pin on that, but as a summary, Elon Musk was accused last week of stolen valor, a thing that he's been known for doing with a lot of things. This time, however, he was targeting one of the easiest to mobilize groups on the planet, gamers. Elon has for years now presented himself as a gaming god through his incredible builds in Elden Ring, going to podcasts like the Joe Rogan Experience to talk about just how good of a Diablo player he was.
Are you in the top 20 in the world or
Yeah.
top 20? Wow, in Diablo.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody your handle?
They actually listed me with my actual name in the list.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And those claims generally worked until they didn't, as just the minute amount of investigation or trying to replicate whichever build he had in his game just proved just how wrong he was about every single thing that he said. This is where gamer/streamer Quinn and subsequently a bunch of others started investigating what the hell Elon was doing during his live stream. And frankly speaking, you did not need to be a pro gamer nor be in the top league of Path of Exile. Just have a modicum of knowledge about RPGs and you would kind of get that what Elon was doing was just pure buffoonery. So naturally, within the gaming sphere, this caught on, and even people who tend to have been glazers of Elon understood what was going on. And the thing is this, there is technically nothing wrong with Elon having a boosted character. As somebody who has boosted people before in World of Warcraft to get achievements and all mounts, I understand how that works, and I will never blame a friend of mine who wanted to have his character boosted, because that is just genuinely a thing that people can do if they do not have the time to play something. However, when you are being so pretentious and, in fact, pretending to achieve things on your lonesome, you know, the whole myth of being self-made that a lot of billionaires always carry with them, that's where people start taking personal offense to that. And this takes us back to Zimbabwean currency, i.e. Elon's inflated ego, because the way in which he generally would respond to criticism would be in the way that a lot of conservatives tend to do. And I am specifically naming conservatives here, not to necessarily target a political group. I'm simply stating a fact that based on his political allegiance and his tendencies, the people following him tend to do this very thing, which is to create AI art as a way to respond to the criticism. It's very, very weird. Imagine for a moment to have so much influence to the point in which you are slated to have office space in the White House. Just a reminder that this man is not elected, by the way. I'm very transparent with my political biases here, but regardless of where you stand on the political compass, you have got to admit that it's very weird that a person with that much influence is so thin-skinned. Like, it's mad. Like, to the point where you have to make some AI memes to soften the blow. Again, like I said, giving the feelings of having lice, like it's a head scratcher. But yes, essentially the whole wide of the world was waiting for Elon's response to the accusations, and I personally was expecting something extremely cringe, and he did not disappoint. It is here where I also have to bring up the thing that actually prompted me to make this video, because some Elon fanboys decided to, I don't know, come to his rescue in the comment section, and there was one specific comment that stood out to me, stating that Elon is awesome. What are you smoking, dude? Are you not aware? Are you not aware that I can't do this. You're not aware that he literally spent billions of dollars of his own money to return freedom of speech to tens of millions of Americans who had been oppressed and denied it for over 10 years. And see, under normal circumstances, when you make a claim, you have the burden of proof for sustaining that claim. But as it often happens, people on the receiving end tend to be the ones who have to make proof of why it is that this dude is spewing bullshit. But I was so lucky that Elon had to do the job for me. As I pointed out, even people who were ride or die for him, like riding his dick, took notice and would not let it slide, with the likes of Asmongold, who even wrote in the description of his video, I know that it's likely his editor doing this, that Elon Musk fraud gamer, scandal, clueless, boosted fake. This man is not gaming, his is not, well, first. World's richest billionaire replaced by H1B Indian. Oh, Jesus Christ, I would not have phrased it this way.
Why is it that Elon Musk cares so much about H1B visas? This explains it. He wants to get the people that are playing his accounts into America so he doesn't have IP address conflicts and get his account flagged. Now everything makes sense.
Yeah, essentially after Asmon made a reaction video to Elon Musk, because Elon follows Asmon for some reason, they had an exchange that was prompted by a short clip of Asmon's reaction where he went,
There's no way he played that account. Like, I'm sorry. I think he bought the account or somebody played it for him. 100%. If Elon Musk can prove that he played this account to 97, I will stream on X starting the day that he proves it for an entire year straight, every single stream that I do.
Elon, in true cringe fashion, replied, Asmon behaves like a maverick and dependent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He is not his own man. And the reason as to why Elon claims that is that through leaked DMs, yes, freedom of speech guy, hang on to your seat. Elon had a conversation with Asmon where Asmon seemed to have wanted to create a new account for something, to which he mentioned his editors. To which Leon replies, sure, who are these mysterious editors? As in understanding that the editors are Asmon's bosses. What the fuck? This prompted the Roach King the next day to reply with a message that contained the names of the editors that run his channel and generate all of the rage bait. And Elon... How can you be like this? Resident Karen replied, I'm on hundreds of streams on YouTube and Twitch, playing live with the world's best players. No other way to say this, but while Asmon is good at caustic commentary and making fun of people, he is not good at video games. Now, I can't believe that I'm saying this, but Elon is right in this. And this is not my words, this is not just my observation. Asmon's chat are always grilling him for his lack of skills in games. This is not new news. However, in comparison to Elon, who is not even playing the games himself, man, Asmon is like a god. With Asmon, as he always does, kept on taking the piss by saying that leaking my DMs is one thing, but this is absolutely uncalled for. And this is naturally where I have to bring up the free speech comment that I got, as Asmon's blue check mark was unceremoniously removed. Yeah, you got that right. The one thing that would aid him to get his message across was taken away from him, i.e. effectively suppressing Asmon's speech. Now, whether or not you like or dislike Asmon, this whole interaction was just an amazing proof of just how much Leon lives up to his name as a scum. Because you have to realize this. This is not just a situation of, oh, you lefty, you just hate billionaires. No, this literally, it literally doesn't matter who you are. If you're behaving like this, then you're a bad person. Like, if it was me, taking credit for the work that a person had done for weeks over weeks, and for something as banal as a video game, I know that I'm saying this, okay? It is not to offend any gamer out there. I'm feeling you, I feel your pain. But if the man is willing to die on a hill for something like this video game, do you imagine what he does for everything else? For the people that put their trust in him, right? Whether they were so conservative or MAGA, whomever, you all know if you are somewhat have a thing on the pulse in politics, you know that there is an inner dispute right now within that party. It just proves just how much of a horrible person he is. There are way bigger issues that I could be talking about here. I do not have the credential to make political commentary. One, that is something that my audience is not here for, so I do not provide that. And second, I do not quite feel comfortable always talking about things that I kind of feel are outside of my field of expertise. You know, I would not like to misinform you about something that actually matters.
Kill him!
For example, were you to ask me about the interactions of our Prime Minister with the annoying orange and why it is that Greenland is acting so Kevin Costner. I'm sorry, that's a joke that only Danes will understand. I could provide you with that, but when it comes to like generally political talks, I could not do that. And also, again, my audience does not care for that. The thing, however, is that with the likes of Elon Musk, who has managed to insert himself in the politics of everything, this characteristic is something that people have pointed out over years now, tirelessly, to try to make people understand that these lucky CEOs who have next to zero skills, who are always postulating, presenting themselves as being better, as deserving of their positions, do not. You cannot simply look at the fact that a person created a couple of things that were beneficial for the human race, let's say the development of electric car, at least electric technology to getting to a certain degree, the rockets that I mentioned in the previous video, or perhaps also his internet providing services. It can be a great thing. You can't just look at that and look at the mountain of shitty stuff that a person also did and be like, no, we're gonna sweep that under the rug and just claim that we are A-okay with everything that he does. No, consider the whole character of the person, and he clearly has a pattern of getting pissed over the most ridiculous thing as soon as his ego is bruised. Like, it would be so easy for him to just say it, I got boosted and I got here. That's how it went. But instead, he started making Elon Musk jokes.
From this is not me. This is Elon Musk who's playing right now. This is not Elon Musk. This is someone else. So we're really clear about that. Some people will say this is me playing. It is not me playing.
I guess that the positive thing coming out of a story like this is that people who generally do not tend to get involved in politics or wanting to learn about this, which I would assume that a lot of gamers are kind of indifferent, which of course there's a certain category that Elon especially appeals to as he keeps on screaming woke and DEI to everything. Understand that these people are not your friends, okay? They will tell you sophistries about things that you want to hear, but are so unable to do anything objective. It is so fucking cringe. I'm sorry that I have to curse so much here. But that being said, this was the continuation of the Elon arc. Will he ever take accountability for his bad deeds? I think not, but I hope that nothing more happens so that I don't have to talk about this. But yeah, anyways, this was a quite the shit show.